everyone. Welcome to State of the Nation on Aspheric TV, where we analyze, tackle, and discuss critical national issues. I will not be doing this alone, of course. I have my co-host here, Emmanuel Dunze. Okay, good. And our guest today is an amazing man, Destiny Asen. Really is an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, and the Uncommon African Emerging Leader 2023 governorship aspirant for Benue State under the People's Democratic Party. Oh, good to have you here today.
Thank you very much.
Really, I would like you to speak on your political background. I mean, what led you to this?
Okay, so thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I really appreciate. Well, as a young man growing up, I have been in different phases of leadership, right from primary school to secondary school, and now in the university. You know, as a primary school student, I was into debates. I got to the level where I graduated in primary school as the head boy. You know, so I have been in that leadership space for a very long time, right from childhood, and then even at secondary school, where I got to, I became president of different societies, different organizations in school, you know, and then so that's where my politics started from, and then officially from 2019, where from 2015. You know, it was my first time to actually get into. I was not eligible for voting yet as of 2015. You know, but that as of 2015, that was when I got close to. You know, I started getting close to politicians, started learning their way of life, started learning, you know, how they accept people, how they are able to influence a large number of people and all that. Even though I wasn't eligible to vote, you know, so I started getting acquainted with the whole political, you know, everything. And then as of 2018, 2015, that was the time, the year I got fully indebted into, I got fully involved in the political process, and I voted for the first time in 2019. 2019 was actually the year for me, you know, where I built my political, you know, started building my political career. Trust me, 2019, sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
23. I mean, I was going through your social media handle,
Okay.
and I found out that, I mean, you were 23 some days ago. I mean, I was I was shocked.
Yeah.
I've never heard that in my life. I mean, I would have said, okay, if it was local government, I would have said, oh, fine. If it was this, I would have. But when it comes to governorship, I mean, it's courageous.
I think, okay, now looking at your background,
Yeah.
you're with the People's Democratic Party.
Party.
What was your first contact with them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have a story that I may not be able to say it out today. But as time goes on and I become family of this TV, I hope to share some of those stories someday. You know, I grew up in different ways. I grew up, you know, in ups and downs, you know, and then at the point I lived with a very big politician, you know, so that inspired me. And
Don't you think Nigerians who want to know the name of these politicians that groomed you? Because you a man of 23 years doesn't just come out and say he wants to run for governorship. So there are persons who are behind the story, who are behind the curtain. Don't you think Nigerians who want to know who these persons are?
Okay. My political journey started with Her Excellency, the former First Lady of Benue State, architect Doshimaye Mrs. Soswan, and her beloved husband, Dr. Gabriel Towa Soswan. He was the governor of Benue State from 2007 to 2015. So it wasn't a direct contact with the governor. It was through the first lady who paid my school fees from primary 6 to secondary school, throughout my secondary school. So I used to be an entertainer, a young dancer, so she fell in love with what I was doing. I used to inspire a lot of young people in Benue, so she took it upon herself to sponsor my school, and I happened to go to one of the best secondary school, one of the best government secondary school in Benue State. That's government college in Makodi. Even though I didn't finish there, I had to move to command secondary school to finish, so her picking me up to train me in school, it was the period in my life where I got closer to politicians. I had access to the government house. I was meeting all kinds of people, chief of staff. I can see the governor at any time. Sometimes I will even leave school and go to government house just to say hi to them.
You were becoming a psychological politician.
Yeah, and then right from aside that, where the politics actually started from was in government college, where as of my JSS2, JS1, JS2, I became a member of the Benue State Children's Parliament. And that was where the whole politics was. And at the point I became the acting maize bearer, so these young people, this Benue Children's Parliament, they are vast when it comes to politics, so I learned a lot from them, the likes of Kevin Agagbe, Oju Johnson, Beatrice, the speaker Igudu, so many of them, young people. If you listen to these guys speak, you'll be marveled, so I learned my politics from there. And guess what? These same young people they had access to the government house. They were treated like honorable members. They were called honorable. The same way is done in the National Assembly is the same way. The whole setting is the same setting, so I was close to them, and then I had access to the first lady. They also had access to everybody in government, and they were under the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, so they were carried along in every program. You see, Children's Day, the speaker will come out and give a speech, the speaker of the Benue Children's Parliament, which was, as of then, it was Kato Igudu. Very vibrant guy. He's in the University of Calabar right now. I think he's about to graduate also. Very vibrant guys. So I learned how to politics from, I learned my politics from them, and then being close to the first lady of Benue State gave me access to a lot of big politicians. And being a young guy who had so much potentials as a young dancer, I used to mimic Michael Jackson, and all this breakdancing whole thing. It's something it was like a hobby. So anytime the first lady is having an event, she invites me and the Benue State Children's Parliament. So at the point she told me that, Destiny, you are very good academically. I think you need to pause dance and focus more on your school. And that was it.
Okay, what's your push in politics? I mean, is it just about the power or something else? I really want to know about that.
Okay. My push in politics is, this is a very good question. My push in politics is, look, we are the most blessed nation in the world. Nigeria is the most blessed nation in the world, and among the 7 continents in the world, Africa is the most blessed continent. And the problem of Africa is quality leadership. People say the problem of Africa is leadership. For me, I say the problem of Africa is quality leadership. Because we have leaders, yes, but for me, I feel like what we need is quality leadership. It is not just leadership. We need quality leadership. The current government, the current administration, they're doing their best. But we need more. We need a better leadership, And for me, I feel like Africans are yet to understand what leadership is, And even in my little, way that I've been leading in one way or the other, young people can tell you that he's a true leader. Because I put my friends first before myself. I put my family first before myself. Because everything starts from the house. If you go to my family, you ask anybody, I put them first. My friends, I put everybody first before myself. And that is true leadership.
Selflessness.
Selflessness. if you're a selfless person as a leader, trust me, that is quality leadership. That is what I see as leadership, because you are called to serve the people. You are called to serve the people. You know, but Africa leadership, the way we see it here in this part of the world, it's crazy.
Just moving forward, you talked about quality leadership. Do you represent the People's Democratic Party? Do you think the People's Democratic Party has been able to produce quality leadership over the years to Nigerians?
If the People's Democratic...
Genuinely speaking.
Look, I'm a very blunt young man. I am very straightforward. I am not cunning. If the People's Democratic Party had provided quality leadership for the people of Nigeria, we wouldn't have been thrown out of power. We wouldn't have been thrown out of power. But guess what? The People's Democratic Party being thrown out of the power is an opportunity. That was the best thing that happened to the PDP, because you don't value what you have until you lose it. So, and now I see the PDP coming together. I see PDP restructuring, to give Nigerians a better life. They have seen their loopholes, they have seen their mistakes, I can't say in the past 16 years from 1999 to 2007 to 2015, PDP gave Nigeria quality leadership. They did their best. They did well, better than this government, but they did not give...
better than this government.
Yes.
The PDP did well better than this government. Are you speaking from your angle as a Nigerian?
I'm speaking from my angle as a Nigerian, not as a PDP member.
What are your reasons?
My reasons are very clear. I'm not here to defend the PDP.
No, what are your reasons for thinking the PDP did better than the current APC government?
In all ramifications, security, economy, education, everything. If I begin to break everything down for you, we will not live here today. Let's be honest to ourselves, the PDP did better. But I can still tell you that they did not give Nigerians quality leadership. If they had given Nigerians quality leadership, PDP wouldn't have been thrown out of power. PDP would have remained in power. But guess what? I still say it's good that we are not in power today, to see the loopholes, to see where we are wrong.
Justin, do you think 10 years ago you will be running as an aspirant for the People's Democratic Party under PDP? Do you think 10 years ago you will be given that chance?
10 years ago?
Yeah.
No.
You won't be given a chance?
I won't be given the chance. In PDP.
In PDP, you won't be given that. But you are under the APC regime now.
Yes.
And that chance has been given to you. That mandate has been given.
The PDP are only taking the glory. The person who brought the not too young to run is a PDP member. Is a bona fide member of the PDP, Honorable Tony, if I'm not mistaken the name. He's a PDP member. The Buhari administration is only taking the glory. It is PDP that pushed that bill. Go and check.
The Buhari administration is taking the glory.
He's only taking the glory for not too young to run. Not too young to run was pushed by PDP.
But the government needs to be commended for pushing the bill forward.
Well, it happened in the administration, so why not? They can take the glory. But if you are speaking reality, it's PDP that pushed that bill. And the person who sponsored that bill is a member of the People's Democratic Party, Honorable Tony.
Okay. Looking away from your political ambition, you want to run for governorship in Benue State. You understand the challenges surmounting the country right now. Do you think you are prepared mentally and otherwise?
I'm prepared in all ramifications to be the next governor of Benue State. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. Except God Almighty say it's not yet time. Else, intellectually, academically, in every way.
Well, you're aware intellect don't win elections in Nigeria. Money does.
Money does. Well, when it comes to money, I am not. I wouldn't say I am that financially buoyant enough to self-sponsor my campaign. But I believe as time goes on, a lot of people in this country will key into this ambition. Why? Because I have the capability. Look, leadership is not about age. We have gone beyond age. And, the reason why Nigeria is still where we are today is because we are hindering ourselves, we are limiting ourselves, we are using age, we are using some, sentiment, religion, you are from the minority, you are not from the majority, to limit ourselves. There are so many people in this country who will do better, who are from the minority, but they are not being given the opportunity. Why? Because they are not the majority. They will do better if they become president, if they become governors, if they become ministers. But we use sometimes, mostly we use religious sentiment, tribe, and and then age. I see no wrong giving a 120-year-old man president if he has the capacity to do it. I see nothing wrong with giving an 18-year-old who is mentally stable governor, who is, if you are to vote, then you should be voted for as well.
Looking at the state of the nation, you are aspiring to become a governor. Let's take two issues out of the so many issues that the country is going through, which is basically youth unemployment and security issues. Now, looking at these two critical issues on the table, what do you think you would do differently?
Insecurity, unemployment, they go hand in hand. You know why? A white man will say that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Who are those people kidnapping people, young people, youth? Who are the people that who are the Boko Haram today? Young people. Do you see any old man there? Who are the people kidnapping people up and down at robbing people at Kaduna Expressway? Young people. Why are they doing that? Because they are unemployed. They don't have jobs. So there's nothing to keep them busy. Do you know that? Do you know how talented we are in this country? Sports-wise, music, act and creative act, name it. There's no good sports facility in this country. Some people, if you have to play football, you have to go and bribe and all that. You must see, it's very easy. Benue State is just a starting point to show Nigerians and Africa true leadership. By the special grace of God, when I become governor of Benue State, it's not every youth that wants to be in politics. You can't force it. It's not every youth that wants to work for government. It's not every youth that wants to collect 100,000, 200,000 for salary. There are some youths who are sportsmen. They want to be athletes. Give them the opportunity. If it means sponsoring them, how much does it take for somebody to go to UK for a football academy? How much is it?
For the last 10 seconds, you've been hinting on sports.
Sport is key. Sport is really.
What about other aspects of the economy? You have been hinting on sports.
Yes, because I'm hitting on sports because these are the things young people are interested in. Music industry is already doing massively well.
You are focusing more on the young people.
You are focusing more on young people. Are you saying this because you were a dancer, or you feel because you have a background in dancing and all that? Is that why you're projecting?
Why I'm saying this is because
the arts.
Why I'm saying this is because young people are interested in things that, that keeps them busy, that makes them feel good, that makes them, feel super fly, which is entertainment. Majority of the young people in Nigeria, they want to be musicians, they want to be actors, they want to be footballers, they want to be the Messi, they want to be C. Ronaldos, Good.
Okay, I want to chip this in. So, God grace you become the governor of Benue State. I mean, is it just the arts and entertainment you would like to focus on?
I have come across young people who are very innovative. Technology. Look, technology is another level. If I begin to talk about that aspect, we will not leave. Do you know how much Nigerian young people make from technology every day? From social media, from building apps, from creating animations. I have schoolmates who develop apps. Right now that I'm contesting, if I begin to tell you what my mates from American University of Nigeria, Yola, Adama State, what they are doing to contribute, it will shock you. As I'm talking to you now, in the next 6 months, I will have the highest number of followers. Highest number of followers, because we are building a technology where we'll have a lot of young people across Nigeria, across Africa register. We'll create a bond that will talk about issues and how to help ourselves, because we cannot depend on the government alone to help us. We have to help ourselves, because the truth is this: if you have a conversation with the other young man, other young person, there's something you have to offer to that person that he also has something different that he can offer to you. The people I know, they are different from the people you know. So we can create, this cordial relationship where we share contact, we share ideas, and that is what we are building. So I believe, is massive. There's so many things. We have a lot of entrepreneurs. We have a lot of young people who are interested in agriculture.
Do you think the government is not aware of these things? You think the government is not aware that technology could bring revenue to the country? Or do you think the government is oblivious of the fact that sports and all that could bring money or bring development to the country? I think, sincerely speaking, they are aware, because they are human beings and they are rational.
They are aware, but they are not ready to actualize.
They are not ready.
They are not ready.
What makes you feel they are not ready?
They are not ready because they are not doing it. They are not doing it.
Don't you think there are some hindrances or some basic factors that is making these things not come to reality?
I feel like, for me, that's why I mentioned quality leadership. If you have quality, if you have leaders who are placing the people first, are placing the next generation first. See, African leaders, Nigerian leaders, the reason why I mention Africa is because this is going on in all the African countries. And I don't know why. Look, it's very simple. Have it in mind that you are not going to be in this world forever. You have the next generation and other generation yet unborn. You have children to leave behind. So why not create that enabling environment for for the generation coming behind you to strive? I told myself something, that I am not going to leave this world the way I met it. Nigeria must be a better place before I leave. So I feel like our leaders are not being selfless enough. Providing for your kids as an elite in Nigeria is not enough. Because one day you will leave your kids behind. And what are you leaving for them? Just wealth alone? For other people to come and be begging them, other people's children to keep begging them? As long as people keep begging you, you are still a poor man. If you are rich to yourself and the people around you are still poor, you are still a poor man. For me, I don't see myself as a rich person because my friends are not financially stable yet.
That brings me to the issue of godfatherism in politics. You are relatively young, and it is taken for granted that you do not have the financial muscle to pull a gubernatorial election. Don't you think godfatherism is going to play a major role when you eventually, or if you become the governor?
Now, I'm a young person, just like I told you, who is very blunt and sincere. Right now, I have a lot of politicians. I have few politicians in Nigeria that I admire, but they are not my godfathers. I have few politicians in Nigeria who I have worked with and have worked for, but they are not my godfathers. My godfathers are young people who believe in this vision.
And you think they can sponsor you? They have what it takes to sponsor you.
We have money. You think young people don't have money? Wait and see what will happen in 2023. You think young people in this country don't have money?
Do you think the young people in Nigeria are still as united as they claim? Looking at the EndSARS saga.
As I talk to you now, the young people in this country who are truly young are over united. Who are the young people? You need to ask yourself, who are the young people? Who are the young people? I see the young people from 13 to 30 to 35. Those are the people I consider young people.
So 40.
40? 40, they are just trying to take care of their families. There are a lot of young people who are at 35, they are not yet married because they are still struggling. You know, some young people, they feel they want to get it right before they get married. So I don't see them as, I still see them as very young people, you know. But from 40, I mean, you should be married. By the time I get to 40, my children should be like 20, my children should, because I want to get married early.
Amen.
You know.
Amen.
And then by the time I get to 40, I should have built more young people, more young leaders who I would teach them how to, you know, who I would teach them leadership. They should be able to, by 40, I should be talking about retiring from politics. That is what I want to do.
So let's talk about Benue State now. How do you intend to make Benue State a better place?
Look, I am very happy to come from Benue State, Nigeria. That state is so blessed to an extent that it can feed this country.
But it's still backward.
It's still backward because we need quality leadership in Benue State.
And how do you think you can
you were very
bring
close.
that?
Yeah, just as my colleague said, you were very close to the Suswan family.
Yes, very, very close, like extremely close.
You would have learned a lot on how they administered the state.
Look, Governor Suswan would have, he was almost getting to a level where he would have been the best governor Benue State had produced. You know, but his first tenure was amazing. The second tenure, I think they had some fracas, and then he was busy after trying to secure himself, trying to, you know. But and then what actually played in his administration was godfatherism. And that is what has been killing Benue State till today. Godfatherism. I am here. Yes, my arms are open. Anybody who wants to support me, you support me. But you are not my godfather. And I'm not going to go and lie down to anybody.
Is that what you are telling Nigerians?
I don't have a godfather. But if any big politician in Nigeria wants to support my campaign, why not? You support me. But that doesn't mean you want me to go and be buying down, be telling you, sir, the people of Boko, I want to build an international airport to them there. And then you tell me, no, you don't want an airport. Who are you? It's the people that called me to serve. You only supported me to, you know, have the right, you know, materials.
Pointing in the right direction.
Yeah. I'm not interested in that thing they said you should go and sign for money. Yes, okay. There's another thing. If you are, maybe you want to give me money to pay you back when I become governor, it's a different case than when you are giving me money and you want to subdue me. You want me to be submissive to you totally. That's not leadership now. That is what is killing Nigeria.
So if someone is giving you 100 million to support you in your governorship candidate, and your monthly salary as a governor is 100,000, how many years are you going to pay that money back? Automatically means you...
Agriculture in Benue State will pay back that money.
Or the people of Benue State, the people of Benue State will pay back the money.
The people of Benue State will pay back that money. I don't need to use government funds to pay back. Agriculture in... I am from Vanica local government. Good. Orange is wasting. If you give me 10 million now, Emmanuel, I will transform my entire village.
There are speculations that the major key holders or stakeholders that are into agriculture are blocking the expansion of agricultural development in Benue State.
Well, not really. I can't say they are blocking.
Because you have fruits wasted. And some of these fruits are very expensive in the market. If you enter an average supermarket to get a pack of juice that is already processed, you know how much it costs. And you have these commodities wasted. It always transcends into something that some few persons have sabotaged the process of developing some of this agricultural produce.
Okay, now, let me tell you something. These people are not blocking anybody. They are not blocking me. What is stopping Benue people from excelling agriculturally is finance.
So how are you going to make that work?
How I'm going to make that is very simple. Mechanize this agriculture. Give them money. Empower these people. You know. And again, you don't have to. I think there are certain things the government do. They give people tractors. I feel like I think they give them on loans or something. You pay back, instrumentally and all that. No. Build what is called Benny People's Farm. These are some of the things I intend to do. Get a big land, and then it's like Benny People's Farm Estate. It will be like a farm estate where all the big men in Benue State have portions of land where they farm agricultural produce and we export them. These are for the elites, and then for the for the small farmers who are in the in villages, we'll find a way out to empower them as well. Why some of them you produce you harvest your crops, and then the government will buy from you. Do you get what I'm saying? We'll buy from our farmers and then export it, because they don't have the money to refine some of these things, package it and sell. We buy from them, and with good money we buy with good money.
This is an ongoing conversation. We'll still have you subsequently, so because there's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about.
Governing a state is not an easy
it's not an easy
task. So
and just to elaborate, I can't do it alone. I can't do it. Government is large enough to accommodate everybody. Allow people, some of these people get to this office and they make themselves unaccessible. You can't access them. Sometimes you text them, they don't reply. Yes, it's very taxing, but at least employ somebody who you trust that can reply. Because guess what? It is not everybody, every young person or everybody that is calling you to beg you for money. Some people just want to share their ideas with you. Some people just want to, Your Excellency, please listen to my idea. You can sell, it can help the state. I'm telling you, there's so many young people who have I've been to so many meetings, and when you hear young people share their ideas, you'll be marveled. There's so many young people who just want to have access to a governor to share their ideas. Give them a room. If you can, yes, as young as I am, I have so many messages on my phone, I am unable to reply all. And I know that a sitting governor has millions of messages and he can't reply. What do? Once in a while, once in a month, set up a conference for sharing of ideas, only for young people. If you hear some young people give you ideas, it will blow your mind. And if you can sell some of those ideas, people pay for ideas now. People pay. You can get it free of charge from these young people. And you know why we are not moving forward? Young people are still where we are today. The old people were voting into power. The moment they get into power, they bring their friends. Are you their friends? If the person is 50 years old, his friends are between the age of 45 to his age. And he brings those people, and the young people who really worked for them are left behind. That's why some young people, you hear them complaining, and we worked for him, he dumped us. He's use and dump. It's not like he used you and dumped you. I don't see it that way.
So when you become governor?
When I become governor, of course, my friends are young people. My friends, and
so you will leave the
let's hope
we will not leave the older people. We need them. We need their experience. We need their experience. I have my uncles. As a governor, I cannot be rude to my uncles. Of course, they have their friends.
Let's pray and hope it goes the way you stated it, because we've seen a lot of things in Nigeria. We've seen a lot of.
I'm a different leader.
It's an ongoing conversation. We'll still have you here on the program again. So we wish you luck in your gubernatorial aspiration. Thank you for having you on the program.
And thank you so much for staying with us on the State of the Nation, Aspheric TV. I am Dayo Nojumo.
I'm Emmanuel Dozo.
Thank you.